So much. After revealing her identity on Sunday night, Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen testifies before Congress accusing the tech giant of neglecting harmful effects of consuming content on its platforms. Haugen claims that Facebook intentionally prioritizes profits over user safety and democracy and is aware of a correlation between social media and mental health disorders. And whistleblower attorney Sean McKessie weighed in on the impact of her testimony. You're joining us right now. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So Haugen is accusing Facebook of capitalizing on political discourse, tailoring algorithms to peddle divisive content to users. We want to play a soundbite of what Haugen said. Let's listen to it.
Facebook changed those safety defaults in the run-up to the election because they knew they were dangerous. And because they wanted that growth back, they wanted the acceleration of the platform back after the election, they returned to their original defaults. And the fact that they had to break the glass on January 6th and turn them back on, I think that's deeply problematic.
So really, when we're hearing her say this, Mark Zuckerberg himself actually saying that some of the things she says don't make any sense. What do you think Congress is hearing?
So I think the first thing I'd like to do is just echo what we heard from the senators in the subcommittee and tip my hat to Ms. Haugen for coming forward and shedding light on these practices. In terms of regulatory reforms, I think Facebook has to face the music here. And I think that where we'll start is probably Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act, which provides broad immunity for platforms like Facebook from being sued for their content on their site. I also think as an SEC guy, I think there's going to be a push for transparency. I think the thing that bothers a lot of people, including myself as a parent and father of 3 kids, is we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And I think there's going to be a push to have Facebook divulge its policies and procedures. What do they do with this data? How do they collect it? What do they do to push media to children or to foster insurrections? And I think it's going to be very important going forward that Facebook's going to have to be much more transparent in how they conduct their business behind the scenes.
But on the same token, do you think that Facebook is kind of being used as a scapegoat here? Because there are so many sites, and the fact is that information and misinformation are pervasive across the internet. Facebook itself actually saying they agree with Haugen and saying that there should be some standardization of the rules of engagement on the internet. It hasn't been done in 25 years. What do you say to that?
I think that's 100% correct. I think I hope that this is a tip of the iceberg that Ms. Haugen has exposed, and that all social media platforms are going to have to be thinking about what are they doing, what impacts are they having on society, and what can we do to make it better. I think what I really admired about Ms. Haugen's testimony is it really seems like she's in it for the right reasons. She thinks social media is a good thing, and we all think that there's great things about social media. But there are some downsides, and there's some dark downsides. And I think it's time for all the platforms to seize the day here and understand that it's time to be more transparent. It's time to let people know so that when I go on the site, I can say, okay, I'm comfortable with what you say you're going to do with my data. I'm comfortable with what you say you're going to use it for, or I'm not. And then I could sign up for something else.
I think that one of the things she said sounds noble. She says that she doesn't want to bring Facebook down. She wants to save it. That could be interpreted a couple of different ways. But again, what you're saying, Attorney Sean McKessie, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.